Taylor Sheridan has another smash hit on his hand from Yellowstone to Landman. This one's called The Madison, but it is very different than those. Matthew Fox, Bo Garrett. So, Bo, what do people need to know about The Madison before they watch it?
Just bring some tissues and yeah, get ready for something that might not be what you expect.
You are so right about that. That's why this one is so different. It's so emotional and so heart-wrenching, but so cathartic for so many people. Matthew, talk about being a part of a show like that where people can relate to these characters as well.
I'm just really happy to be a part of it. I loved the scripts the first time I read them. Taylor told me that he was talking to Kurt to play Preston, the older brother. I was super excited to work with Kurt again, but to work in the context of us playing brothers. Everything about the world that the Madison takes place in is a world that's really familiar to me. I grew up in northwestern Wyoming, so I know those landscapes and those rivers, and also for the first time in my career, I got to cast a fly rod on camera.
I mean, what picture perfect casting to go grow up like that, and then here you are playing it. Bo, you have such a special relationship with both Kurt Russell and Michelle Pfeiffer in this, being their daughter. Talk about that relationship. I mean, they're terrific in this with you as well. I mean, it's a great family dynamic that we see on camera.
Yeah, it really is. I got very lucky. I really loved working with Michelle. I think that she has an incredibly strong presence that's sometimes hard to read, which was really important for me as Abigail to use, because I think Abigail's always trying to figure out what she thinks of me now. And I think that Kurt has, there's a softness to him that Abigail really leaned into. She needed that in her life. And now that it's, they had a, I think he has a soft spot for her and allows her to kind of fail and picks her back up again. And Stacy does not. So there's a bit of tension between the two of them.
Already renewed for a second season. I mean, Paramount Plus has clearly full support of this show. 6-episode season 1, but fans are just going to fly through these 6 episodes. Matthew, can you kind of tease anything about a second season? Do you know what's kind of to come without spoiling the first season?
Absolutely not. I'm sorry.
There's nothing we can say about that. But I mean, Bo, this is just Taylor Sheridan at his best, I'm going to say. Talk about his involvement in this, because there's some shows where he obviously is executive producer, but then he can be very involved as well. Talk about his involvement in the Madison.
I mean, he wrote every word. We would get these scripts, and sometimes I would read them and be like, I don't, is that the right character name? Nope, that's wrong. Okay, I think there's supposed to be a comma there. Nope, they misspelled that. You could tell he was like in a fever dream at night, just writing these scripts, and there's so much passion in the way he would write them. But on that, he gave Christina free reign. He trusts her, and she did a fantastic job being like the voice of our North Star for this whole project. He really had faith in her, and I'm glad he did. I think he knows that she is just so capable of telling the story in the way that he would hope.
Another smashing success from Taylor Sheridan. The Madison premiering March 14th on Paramount Plus. Matthew, Bo, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Ben Schnetzer, Rebecca Spence are part of the Madison cast. What a terrific cast. Ben, talk to us about your character in this storyline.
I play Deputy Van Davis. He's a Madison County Sheriff's deputy. And Van is a dutiful, obliging member of his community and public servant who, through this series of events ends up getting enmeshed with the Clyburn family and developing a very unlikely but very enduring bond with them. And Van is from a place where being someone's neighbor really means something, and it's a responsibility and it's a privilege. And I think he and Cade, Kevin Zeger's character, they take that responsibility very seriously. And it was a joy to get to walk in the shoes of somebody for whom, who there's a real forthrightness to the character. There's a real honesty to him, and I admire that, and it was a joy to be able to walk in those shoes for a little bit.
Rebecca, your character has such a special connection to Michelle Pfeiffer's character. Just terrific character, terrific performances from both of you, beautiful friendship. Talk about building that relationship with her.
I mean, first of all, it was on the page. It was so beautiful to to get to see a scene that just really delves into studies, you know, women supporting women. It was a delight to play. Michelle is a very easy person to fall for, to fall in love with. She is remarkably generous on and off the screen, and I think she and I both have an understanding of what it means to have real, true friends in our lives, and so we know that about the people in our lives, and so we recognize that, and we're able to share that with each other and recognize that in one another pretty quickly. And so it was just a very easy friendship to fall into, and I'm very grateful for that. I was grateful for how much she trusted me in allowing me to be there in that way for her.
Love to hear that connection. And this is obviously from Taylor Sheridan, Yellowstone, 1923, all these incredible shows, but this one is very different. It's very cathartic. It's very emotional. Ben, talk about joining like that kind of universe of Taylor Sheridan where it's different than what everyone loves, but people are going to love this in its own way.
Totally. You know, it was such a thrill to get the call that I was going to be brought on board. And again, like you said, you know, I think audiences are going to be really excited to see a different side to his writing. It's as strong and nuanced and intriguing as ever, but there is a delicacy and an intimacy and you know, a wistfulness and a poetry that is really, really compelling. And I'm very proud to be part of this show, very excited to share it with an audience.
So excited for audiences to see the first season, the 6 episodes, but we already get another season, the Madison, premiering March 14th. Ben, Rebecca, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
We're continuing to talk about the Madison. What a terrific show on Paramount Plus this spring. Danielle Vasanova, Kevin Zegers. Danielle, introduce us to your character here in this show.
Hi, nice to meet you. I play a character called Kestrel Harris in this show. I'm married to this handsome gentleman over here. And, you know, she's described as kind of being this wilder than a rabbit hare, ex-barrel racer. Met him, fell madly in love, and he sort of, you know, tamed me, so to speak. And now we live just a beautiful, simple, fulfilling family life in Montana. And I sort of represent Mother Earth and the natural way of life.
What a terrific setting for a show like this from Taylor Sheridan. Kevin, I mean, talk about joining the Taylor Sheridan universe for the Madison.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing, man. It's not only just to join it, but I think for me to feel useful. Like it's always great to work, obviously, but I felt such a particular draw to like this guy in this script that I'm so glad I chased Taylor down like a dog for as long as I did and convinced him to let me do it. But
give me that part.
Give me that part. I was about to fly to Texas and bang on his door. But yeah, I mean, I think like anything, you want to be useful, and I think just where I am in my life, I felt like I kind of understood what this guy's role was in the story, and I was convinced that I needed to be there to do it, and I'm glad it worked out. So.
And Danielle didn't have to chase him down. She previously was in 1923, but here again in a new Taylor Sheridan show. I mean, talk about forming that relationship and knowing, okay, he trusts your work. He trusts in you to join a new cast, a whole new story.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think that was possible. To be honest with you, I was like so sick of acting. I was not fulfilled in any way, shape, or form. I was on this shoot in Cappadocia and Turkey and for Condé Nast, and I was literally ready to quit. And I was just like, if this is not meant for me, like release me and just like let me go. And then I got back. Something told me to come back to the States and not stay in Europe. I got back to New York, and I got the audition for 1923, and then within a week I got the other audition for the Madison. Once I booked 1923, which was like, wow, my mind was completely blown, and acting just kind of sucked me back in again. But then, you know, I was down in Texas shooting 1923, and my manager called me, and he's like, "You're still in the mix. Like, you're still in the mix for Kestrel on the Madison." I was like, "What? Like, is this even possible? I thought I was dead in the water since I booked 23, you know?" And then sure enough, a couple days later, he said that I was the choice for that. So, I mean, yeah, I'm very lucky.
We are so lucky to see these great performances. Another smash hit from Taylor Sheridan, The Madison, March 14th on Paramount Plus. Danielle, Kevin, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
Pleasure.
sir. Good to see you.
Thank you.